Hey there. I know I haven't posted a video in a really long time. Apologize. I've been super busy with life and work and everything in between. And it's finally time to get this broken Xterra down to the shop. A while ago, earlier in the year, I think like around April, I blew the head gasket in it. Yeah. After just getting it back on the road and doing tons of repairs, and it's kind of fed up with the project. It wasn't that cool of a project in my eyes. Didn't really know what direction I was going to go in with it. Just wanted to get it back on the road, and then I finally got it back on the road and managed to blow a head gasket in an engine that's pretty reliable. So I don't know if head gaskets issues are a thing with the little 3.3 liter V6s and Xterras. You know how the internet is. People say they're not, people say they are. I've never torn one down to understand a lot of its design. I'm going to now. But anyhow, I just want to get this down to the shop. And I did verify there is coolant in the oil. I drained the oil yesterday, put some fresh oil in just because I don't want to tear up any bearings too bad. And I'm going to put some K-Seal in it now and fill the coolant back up and get it just good enough to get down to the shop. And I've actually used K-Seal in the past and it works pretty good. Saw a Roadkill episode where they limped a, I want to say his old Firebird, around forever with a blown head gasket on like, man, 10 cans of K-Seal. So I just need to get it like 700 feet down to the shop. So that's what I'm going to do, and then hopefully it'll be movable under its own power because I've still got other projects I have to get to. So I'm going to get this thing, I got to hook the battery up to it. I've got, the battery was on the charger all night, the battery's holding on for dear life and needs to get replaced. And then, like I said, put some coolant and K-Seal in it, and it should be good. And got to let it run and see how bad the head gasket is. Hopefully the K-Seal will plug it and it will stop smoking after like a minute or two. So we're about to find out if it works. All right, first I need to get the battery hooked up, and I don't have too much to hook up because I don't have too much auxiliary wired stuff in this, just the winch and the lights. And I'm not going to worry about the battery strap because, well, it just needs to get down to the shop. And the battery strap's pretty crusty too. Right. Woo. That's not good. Why is my horn? Oh no. Why is my horn going off? I think the 2002 anti-theft is having problems. Be right back. Okay, let's see if I can disarm that. We're good. Let's hurry up and get this down to the shop before it changes its mind. These have pretty worn terminals on them, or this does, so I'm actually going to cinch them down just so the truck doesn't lose power going down the tiny hill behind my house, because my luck it would. I've got a terminal that's stuck. But while I'm doing this, kind of give you a brief explanation of where I've been. Not that anyone really cares, and I don't have many people that watch my channel anyways. But for those that do, thank you. I've been really busy with my business. I went back to school, and to be honest, I'm not quite sure of the direction I want to go with the channel and what I want to do with it. So I've got tons of projects I have going on in the shop, both with my business, which is where I work, and the auto projects. Most of my auto projects require tons of like parts replaced, not just mechanical stuff, but with especially like the F-250, there's all kinds of plastic pieces. There's all kinds of stuff on there that needs to be like sourced or just completely made from scratch. And with my business, I design and manufacture things. Right now, primarily using 3D printers, and I specialize in engineering grade and functional type materials. So I can make a lot of the parts that I think will be better than what came from the factory for the old vehicles. So that's going to take some time. Some of it's pretty cool and probably pretty interesting, so I thought that I would start doing a little more of that with the channel, kind of documenting it as I go. And along with that, I've also got a CNC machine I'm just finishing up that I think will be pretty cool to kind of feature on the channel because of all the obviously machined parts you can make. To be honest, the channel helps me get my projects done and it's fun, so that's really what I'm going to focus on. And I'm going to rename it. I don't know what I'm going to rename it at this point in time, but the current name was just like something I kind of rolled with, and I don't think it really fits. To be honest, there's not many places to off-road around here at all, and that's okay. We don't need to do that. We've got mostly repairs anyways right now. I'd love to go off-roading, but I live in northern Indiana, and there's not a ton of places to go around here that are comparable to what I've experienced out in California and Carolina, West Virginia. You just got terrain that you can't really replicate anyplace else in those regions. So I think Michigan has some pretty cool spots that I'm going to look into, but I'm not too worried. If I can't find anything, then it's all good. I've got enough projects to work on, so I'm not too worried about off-roading at the moment. Besides the off-road vehicles I do own, none of them work anyways, really. I don't beat on the Suburban. The Suburban is just a really good SUV that's pretty capable if it has to be. The Xterra, which I'm working on right now, was ideally supposed to be my off-road rig one day. But as you can see, it's not worked out so well. So, okay, that's good. All that's good there. All right. I think I'm like probably less than half my coolant emptied out for some reason when it cooked off. I think it just got so hot it boiled over. Or I've got some random coolant leak that caused the overheating and blew the head gasket, but I don't think that's the case. So I'm just putting some coolant in, and then we're going to load it with K-Seal, and then put more coolant in. So this is the magic in a bottle, K-Seal. Probably the only, well, I don't really use these that much anyways, but I've used Bars No Leak before and it didn't work. And when I rebuilt the motor it was in, it was pretty gross. Like all the coolant jackets were completely, and our passageways were filled with like a copper paste. Never torn an engine down with this in it, but I've used it on motors that had really tiny pinhole leaks, like where like a RTV gasket was kind of failing, and I threw this in and it worked pretty good. So we're going to see if it can stop a full-blown, what I think, head gasket failure. And you got to shake it for 30 seconds. It's got this like weird chalky, like, it looks like chocolate milk. It's all the magic. It's about to fill all the passageways. And I know there's probably someone who will watch that and be like, you're destroying the engine. I don't care. It needs to be rebuilt or replaced. And to be quite honest, the motor's kind of boring anyways, so I don't know if I'm going to rebuild it or what I'm going to do. I like keeping this truck kind of OEM, but there's a part of me that would really like to kind of just go wild with it. Not like obnoxious lifting tires or anything, but just do something different. I always wanted a Land Cruiser, and this is like my fake Land Cruiser. It's my wish Land Cruiser. So maybe a solid front axle with the same axle width. Who knows? Now you want to have this thing topped off with coolant, which kind of stinks because coolant's not exactly cheap. But you want to be able to circulate this K-seal as good as you can. I got to get more coolant. Okay, back with more coolant. So that was half a jug. Kind of using up my coolant that's all been open. So we'll have fresh oil, some magic coolant in it that should solve all my problems, and a battery that should have a charge. And this truck typically fires on the first try, or fires up right away. Fuel injected, pretty modern motor. So I don't expect to crank it. And then hopefully this leak isn't bad enough that it's just gurgling coolant into the cylinders. Because I really would like to have the option to rebuild this without having to do a ton of machine work to it. And crate engines for this are crazy. If I bought a crate engine, I'm buying something cool. That's for sure. I'm not buying another 3.3 liter V6 for several $1,000s when you can LS the world. So I'd probably put about a gallon and a half of coolant in it. I'm hoping it tops it off because I don't want to go get more down in the shop. Wow, this is really empty. And I don't hear any coolant hitting the ground. I had coolant all over in the passenger side part of the engine bay. I think I got enough in there. I'm gonna go put a little more in. I think I got another can or jug right over here. Okay, I'm back. More random coolant. All 50-50 universal, but oh, spill it. Oh, it's close. It's actually super close. There's definitely some air in it. I can see it going down right now. So I'm gonna fill a little bit in the coolant reservoir. Wow, the coolant reservoir is like completely full. Okay, that's from when it overflowed and heated up. So we're gonna roll with it. It's just gotta be good enough. Okay, moment of truth. Now we're gonna find out pretty quick if this thing's locked up from sitting, which I don't think it will be because there was water in the oil, but there wasn't a ton of water. Here we go. Perfect. My battery doesn't have no juice. I'll be right back. We'll get our jumper. Perfect. All right, so I'm hooked up and I'm about to swap over to jump start and we'll see what happens. Seemed pretty dead. I hope the battery's not totally gone. If it is, then whatever. I've got more batteries down in the shop, but I don't have any with these terminals. And I really don't want to go buy a battery to move this. Let's see what she does. There's nothing. Okay, so I actually went to the parts store and picked up a new battery because that one was not taking a charge, and I had nothing that actually fit this truck in the shop. So got a full battery. Let's see if we're good to go. That's rough. That's so rough. I am moving down to the shop right now. Pretty much idling and leaving a massive amount of white smoke. And it smells like coolant so bad. So yeah, it's a pretty gnarly leak wherever it's at. Barely idling down the hill. But we're moving. Got a nice little spot right over here. Okay, so moving the Xterra was a success. The K-seal I don't really think did exactly what it was supposed to do. It looks like it about tripped over a stump. Temperature's holding though, that's good. Woo. But now I just need to get through and get some projects in a really good spot so that I've got more room in here. Like I can put the doors back on the F-250. I've got some other stuff I need to do to it. So I'm gonna start getting organized and get the projects in position. And I'll have plenty of stuff to work on over the winter now. So I'm gonna get going. Thanks for watching.